a country that I don't recognize in 5 to 10 years if we don't have these two pillars. If we don't, I mean, where are the Democrats going with this? If Mamdani is the face of the Democrats on the East Coast and Katie Porter is the face on the West Coast, I don't know if that's great politically.
The Democratic Party seems to have fully fallen under socialist influence, with Mamdani's victory in the New York mayoral race marking a turning point. Now, even the party's senior figures appear to be aligning with his sweeping socialist vision, a direction that could have lasting consequences for the Democrats' future. Enter Maher, who's stepping into the spotlight as the self-proclaimed voice of reason, determined to diagnose the party's missteps and chart a way back to stability. Let's break it down.
You're all going to have to answer for. So I got to get your answer. This is Mamdani. If you've been not following the news, he won the Democratic primary in New York, so he is certainly likely to be the next mayor. We don't know. I mean, there's a lot of opposition because we've never had someone this radical. Some of the things he says, prisons were obsolete. What purpose do they serve? I could think of a couple. The NYPD is racist, anti-queer, and a major threat to public safety. I think most people think cops are protecting their public safety, even though there's issues and problems with the police department. Do you like capitalism? No. We've never had a guy quite like this. You know, he quotes Marxist, each according to their need. I mean, that's straight up communism. Whether you call it the abolition of private property, you call it housing guarantees, it's preferable to what is going on.
Maher actually raised the alarm about many months before Election Day, and while it's still early, it's starting to look like his warning might age remarkably well. He spotted the warning signs long before anyone else even noticed. And let's be honest, this isn't the first time Maher's political instincts have been dead on. Remember when he urged the DNC not to push Kamala Harris as their presidential candidate? They ignored him, convinced they had it figured out. The result? A complete political meltdown, one of the most embarrassing defeats in modern US history. It's as if the party can't help but relive its own failures. Maher's no oracle, but he has an uncanny ability to sense disaster before it strikes. And if history is any guide, Mamdani's ascent might just be the latest chapter in the DNC's ongoing unraveling.
I mean, just the phrase abolition of private property, not something we usually hear in America.
There's always a villain. There's always people. They always try to create a villain. Is my point. They always try to create some boogeyman or boogie.
No.
If it wasn't this one,
quotes.
It was going to be somebody else.
I'm not creating anything. I'm
not defending the policies. There are plenty of things that I disagree with there, and that I don't come down on.
You're going to have to answer everything like this. They're going to ask every single Democratic politician.
But the point being, we see this every cycle. I've now been doing this long enough to know that every single cycle, there's some, contrived villain or...
This guy completely missed Maher's point, and you can see it written all over Maher's face. A mix of disbelief and frustration. Nobody's trying to paint Mamdani as some kind of villain. We've said it countless times on this channel, there's no need to exaggerate. The truth is, Mamdani's own words and policies speak for themselves. Every concern Maher raised about New York's newly elected mayor wasn't fearmongering or spin. It came directly from Mamdani's own platform and public statements. When a politician openly pushes ideas that challenge the core of American capitalism, people are naturally going to pay attention. And they have every right to. Maher's not inventing anything, he's simply holding up a mirror. If that reflection makes Mamdani look like a boogeyman, that's not Maher's doing. That's just reality staring back.
It wasn't this.
He's not contrived. He's going to be the mayor of New York.
The thing that I find the most appalling, which is that he defends the expression globalize the Intifada.
Yes, correct.
Which explicitly means, and I don't want to hear anyone deny this, everything that the crazy far right alleged about Barack Obama, wasn't born in America, right. Islamist, socialist,
right.
anti-Semite, hates America. It's all true about this guy.
Right.
Okay? It is all true about this guy. And the fact that this man is on the verge of becoming the mayor of the second largest Jewish city in the world is very frightening. And I'm actually really disappointed that more Democrats have either, are not coming out and condemning him and saying we're not going to endorse this guy because he is beyond the...
Maher saw it coming long before the ballots were counted. He knew Mamdani would win, and he was spot on. The writing was on the wall: media adoration, a surging progressive movement, and a Democratic Party inching ever closer to the far left. But Maher didn't just predict Mamdani's victory, he warned that it could signal deeper trouble ahead for the party's future. And frankly, he's right. Capitalism isn't flawless. No system is, but socialism isn't the fix the left wants it to be. It may sound virtuous, wrapped in promises of equality and fairness, but reality tells a different story. Innovation slows, jobs vanish, and government control creeps into every corner of daily life. Maher recognizes that a turn towards socialism isn't progress, it's the gradual undoing of the very principles that made America strong. If the DNC doesn't come to terms with that soon, it may find itself beyond saving.
This country is founded on, one is democracy, and one is capitalism, free markets. And it seems like one party wants to get rid of one, and the other party wants to get rid of the other, right? The Republicans are not that, democracy is just not number one on their list. It just isn't. It isn't. It's behind Christianity and a few other things. And the Democrats, I mean, I read these, 74% are for democratic socialism. Only 16% favor.
And that just about captures how many, armed with his Marxist rhetoric and proudly socialist agenda, rose to the top of the DNC ticket. The Democrats aren't merely dabbling in socialism anymore, they are fully leaning into it. The transformation is undeniable. What was once a balance between moderates and progressives has evolved into a movement dominated by outspoken socialists who view capitalism as the root problem and wealth redistribution as the ultimate fix. It's no longer about tweaking the system, it's about overhauling it completely. And while the party's old guard might pretend everything's under control, their time is running out. The ideological tide is shifting fast, and Mamdani represents the leading edge of a wave that could either redefine or completely unravel the Democratic Party as we know it.
Is this going to be a country that I don't recognize in 5 to 10 years if we don't have these two pillars? If we don't, I mean, where are the Democrats going with this? If Mamdani is the face of the Democrats on the East Coast and Katie Porter is the face on the West Coast, I don't know.
No, this isn't good for the party, and it's certainly not good for the country. With Mamdani's surge on the East Coast and Katie Porter's growing influence out west, the Democratic Party is veering into treacherous territory. This isn't merely political polarization, it's a path toward national instability. America functions best when both major parties keep each other in check, offering competing visions rooted in logic, not ideology. What this country needs is a strong, grounded Democratic Party, one that challenges the GOP through ideas, competence, and leadership, not through recycled socialist experiments. The DNC can find its footing again, but only by returning to its foundational values: freedom, pragmatism, and balance. Right now, it's turning away from all three, chasing slogans over substance. If that continues, it won't just be the party that suffers. It'll be the stability of American democracy itself.
New York is New York. It's definitely it's the media capital, the financial capital. It is a bellwether like no other city is in this country. So don't tell me that who the mayor of New York is doesn't matter.
Let me play devil's advocate for a second. Do you think, let's say, on the seize the means of production, do you think that the mayor, that one person, if he is a democratic socialist, do you think that he would have the power and influence to be able to, usher in socialism?
He definitely has the power and influence to elect J.D. Vance or whoever is the...
Maher is convinced that Mamdani's election all but paves the way for a GOP victory in the next national race. And honestly, he may be right. It's still early, and politics can always surprise us, but Maher has a sharp instinct for where things are headed. His logic is straightforward. Middle America isn't signing up for the socialist experiment. These are working-class Americans who, while aware that capitalism isn't perfect, understand the dangers of trying to replace it with government control and forced redistribution. They've seen how socialism, despite its lofty promises of fairness, leads to higher taxes, fewer jobs, and fading motivation to work and innovate. If the Democratic Party continues to drift left under leaders like Mamdani, it won't be progress, it'll be political self-sabotage. In Maher's eyes, this isn't fearmongering, it's a clear-eyed warning about where the road ahead leads.
Walking commercial for the Republican Party nationally.
The Republicans are going to...
When you let the Democrat socialists, and now they're actually calling themselves socialists, when you let them take over a major American city, this is what you get. The state-run grocery stores, which work so well in Cuba and the Soviet Union and Venezuela, just bad ideas. And again, this ugly streak, streak of anti...
Maher once warned that nominating Kamala Harris would be like gift-wrapping the presidency for Donald Trump. And, as it turned out, he was right. Back then, few took him seriously. His warnings were brushed off as pessimistic or overblown. Now, history looks ready to repeat itself. Maher is ringing the alarm again, this time over Mamdani's rise to power. He believes Mamdani's election could pave the way for a Republican landslide in 2028, yet once again, his caution is being ignored. Maher's record speaks for itself. He has a sharp sense for looming political missteps and a clear understanding of voter behavior, especially the country's deep skepticism toward far-left ideology. Dismissing his insight a second time wouldn't just be careless, it would be political malpractice. If the DNC refuses to learn from its own history, it may well be setting up the GOP to reclaim both Congress and the White House.
Most popular politician on the left.
AOC? I don't know.
One of, but who's, Bernie is, Bernie is, I mean, he's not a capitalist,
No, he's not. And he's also not president.
But
never would be.
But neither is Mamdani.
No, but he will be featured in the campaign commercials.
But they're going to feature people. They boogeyman everybody.
Yeah, but you don't have to boogeyman him. He does it to himself.
But they'll do it regardless. Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, Gavin Newsom. Yeah, but they make anybody into boogeyman. I think it was
just have more weight when it's real. I mean,
the names the guest mentioned, Nancy Pelosi, Gavin Newsom, and AOC, didn't become political lightning rods out of thin air. They earned their reputations the hard way. Take Pelosi, years of insider trading while serving as Speaker turned her into a symbol of political hypocrisy, with her financial gains and controversial stock moves raising serious ethical questions. Then there's Gavin Newsom, whose tenure has left California grappling with runaway homelessness, skyrocketing living costs, and a wave of residents leaving the state. And AOC, the face of modern progressive activism, often prioritizes performative gestures over practical solutions. These criticisms weren't fabricated by the GOP, they were handed over through actions that undermined public trust. When politicians repeatedly act in ways that betray the people, calling them out isn't demonization. It's holding them accountable. And that's precisely what Maher has been highlighting all along.
For a guy like you, who you spent your whole life talking about how government tries to do too much, which it does, and spends too much, and here you have Trump, who is the Republican, who is aggrandizing more power than anybody, as we just talked about. And on the other side, you have the guy running in New York, Mamdani, right? Okay, who's like a straight-up communist. I mean, he is. He talks about, the things that communists say. I mean, he wants free grocery stores, free buses.
I want him to win.
You want him to win?
Yeah. I think every 20 years or so.
Wait.
We need every 20 years or so, we need a conspicuous, confined experiment with socialism so we can crack it up again. Socialist slogan used to be, workers of the world unite, you have nothing to lose but your chains. The new socialist slogan is, trust us, this time it won't be a mess.
Absolutely. Many socialists have quietly realized their ideals don't hold up in the real world. But instead of abandoning them, they've tried to repackage socialism with trendy buzzwords like equity, social justice, and economic fairness, hoping no one notices it's the same failed ideology under a new label. History is clear. Every nation that fully embraced socialism faced economic collapse, government overreach, and widespread poverty. Meanwhile, capitalism, imperfect though it may be, has consistently driven innovation, lifted billions out of poverty, and rewarded hard work. It's far from flawless, but it remains the most effective system we have. The sooner the left stops trying to rewrite economic history and starts embracing pragmatic capitalism again, the better its chances of regaining credibility and public trust. Maher's warnings aren't mere commentary, they are lessons in recognizing reality. From Kamala Harris to Mamdani, his track record highlights what happens when ideological extremes are ignored. Socialism, repackaged or not, has repeatedly failed, while capitalism continues to fuel prosperity and innovation. The DNC risks losing its way if it abandons these principles. Understanding these lessons early is critical for the party, the voters, and the future of American politics. And that wraps up today's video. If you found this insightful, hit like and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.